Welcome, students. Today we begin our journey through medieval Europe. This was the time of knights, castles, and kingdoms. It's one of history's most fascinating periods. Now, students, notice this. The Middle Ages shaped much of the world we know today. In 476 AD, the mighty Western Roman Empire collapsed. This ended centuries of Roman rule and left Europe in political chaos. Germanic tribes quickly rose to power, carving Europe into smaller kingdoms. But while the West fell, the Eastern Roman Empire, known as the Byzantine Empire, survived for another 1,000 years. This is an important point. The fall of Rome was not the end, but the beginning of a new chapter in Europe. One powerful kingdom that rose was the Franks. Around 500 AD, King Clovis united the Frankish tribes and converted to Christianity. This step influenced thousands of his people to follow the Christian faith. Did you know? His wife Clotilde, already a Christian, helped guide his decision. Now, students, notice this. Germanic warlords were transforming into Christian kings, starting dynasties that would last for centuries. Life in Europe was unstable, with invasions and uncertainty everywhere. To survive, people needed protection. This gave rise to a new social system called feudalism. Lords granted land, called fiefs, to vassals in exchange for loyalty and military service. This became the backbone of medieval society. Medieval society was organized like a pyramid. At the top was the king. Below him were lords and nobles who controlled land and provided knights. Knights served as professional warriors, following the code of chivalry. At the bottom were peasants and serfs who farmed the land and supported everyone else. This is an important point. Each level had duties that kept the system working. Life on the manor was the daily reality for peasants. They worked from dawn to dusk, farming and repairing tools. Most lived in small, one-room houses with dirt floors. Their meals were simple, mainly bread, porridge, and vegetables. Now, students, notice this. Peasants rarely traveled more than 25 miles from where they were born. Their whole world was their village. The Catholic Church was the unifying force of medieval Europe. It gave people spiritual guidance and also political stability. Monks in monasteries preserved ancient Greek and Roman texts. Missionaries, like St. Patrick, spread Christianity to new lands. This is an important point. The Church shaped nearly every part of medieval life. A great leader of this time was Charlemagne. In 800 AD, Pope Leo III crowned him emperor, creating the Holy Roman Empire. He expanded his empire across much of Western Europe. Charlemagne also promoted education, starting schools and improving literacy. This was called the Carolingian Renaissance. Now, students, notice this. Charlemagne united Europe through both power and faith. But medieval Europe also faced many invasions. From the north came the Vikings, fierce raiders who attacked towns and monasteries. From the east came the Magyars, skilled horsemen who struck quickly. Muslim forces also challenged Europe from the south. Because of these threats, people relied even more on local lords for protection, strengthening feudalism. Several key political changes shaped Europe. In 1066, William the Conqueror won the Battle of Hastings, bringing feudalism to England. In 1215, King John signed the Magna Carta, limiting royal power and showing that even kings must follow the law. In France, the Capetian dynasty slowly united the kingdom under strong central rule. This is an important point. These steps prepared the way for modern democracy and rule of law. From 1000 AD onward, Europe experienced growth in towns and trade. Better farming created food surpluses, so fewer people needed to farm. A new merchant class grew powerful through trade. Money replaced barter, making markets more complex. Now, students, notice this. This commercial revolution laid the foundations for Europe's later economic strength. Medieval Europe also had a rich culture. Gothic cathedrals with tall spires and stained glass windows became symbols of faith and art. Monks created illuminated manuscripts, books decorated with gold and beautiful artwork. The first universities, in places like Paris and Oxford, encouraged learning and debate. This is an important point. The Middle Ages were not just wars and castles, but also creativity and learning. Knights followed a special code called chivalry. It demanded bravery, loyalty, honor, and protection of the weak. Boys trained from childhood, starting as pages at 7, then squires at 14, and finally knights around 21. Some knights even joined religious orders, like the Knights Templar during the Crusades. Tournaments gave knights a chance to practice combat and earn glory. Here's an example you should remember. Knighthood was not just about fighting, but about living by values. Medieval Europe left a powerful legacy. Its ideas about law and government shaped modern democracy. Many European languages developed during this time, while Latin stayed the language of learning and religion. The university system began here and still influences us today. Castles, cathedrals, and medieval art continue to inspire people around the world. Now, students, notice this. The Middle Ages still live on in our culture and society. So why study medieval Europe? Because it shows us how people adapted after the fall of Rome. They built new systems of government, society, and culture that shaped the modern world. This is an important point. The Middle Ages were not just a dark age. They were a time of resilience, innovation, and transformation. By studying this era, we unlock the roots of many things we still use today: laws, universities, rights, and even languages.